Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fortify Show. Today, you are in for a real treat. I met Allie Marie just a few months ago when she came to us to fortify her brand. And when we got on our first call, I almost fell over when I learned all about what she has done the past double decades of her life. She is the Senior VP of Lifetime Fitness. You may have seen it, or you may have a membership, or you may go to the beauty spa, and she runs over 150 locations. She is a leader of leaders. She's a disruptor in the health and wellness space, and she is coming out with her personal brand. And honestly, when I was on with her, I'm thinking, I would love wisdom from you. I would love knowledge from you. And I'm so proud and honored that she's taking that step here today to start telling her story and to give us all tips and tricks when it comes to beauty, health, wellness, leadership, building teams, and so much more. Welcome to the show, Allie Marie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh,
so exciting.
You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Inside and out.
So are you.
So when did you start? Like,
well,
you have a huge position. Huge.
Yep.
And, I was sharing you with another person. She's like, did she start when she was like 18? Like, how did she get this role?
Yeah, I actually started at a freestanding salon and spa locally, and I was 15. You have to be 16 to work in Minnesota. So I fibbed a little bit on the age there, and they knew that. I just said, I'm going to be 15 in about a month. They started over the summer. And the reason why I wanted to go and work at a salon and spa was so I could get my products at a discounted rate. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the team. I fell in love with working with people that literally wake up every day wanting to make somebody feel better, look better, have a boost of confidence. Like that creative energy and being surrounded by those types of people, I became addicted to it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that was when 15, and by the way, we're both from Minnesota. We're both Minnesota girls. Green eyes. I'm green, blue. You're more green. I feel left-handed. Just saying. Okay. What percentage are we at?
0.01, I think.
0.01. Okay,
Yeah.
Just saying.
Not a lot of us.
Yeah. Okay. So you get your start, and you're like, you love this culture. Did you start like leading the place, or?
So I started at the front desk, and again, I just loved everybody that I worked with and applied myself. I attended every education session that vendors would come in and teach product knowledge. We were the first Eminence location in Minnesota. We were the first Kerastase location in Minnesota. So I got to meet people that were founders and bringing their brands, into the world at a very young age, which was an amazing opportunity, and continued to help grow that brand into a men's concept. So we were the first men's concept way before all of the now, kind of sports clips type places. It was very high end, very elevated. We did, spa for men, hair for men, and it was so much fun. I mean, working with a bunch of women and then having all of the men customers come in and have an experience that they couldn't even imagine.
Right.
It was amazing. And then we also opened up a really high-end spa that was way ahead of its time. And so that was an amazing opportunity too. So I worked for two men that really gave me a lot of opportunity that I probably would have never had if I started anywhere else. They gave me a lot of opportunity at a young age.
And it sounds like you were gritty and hungry and coachable and willing.
Yes, I loved it. I would do anything to help them, anything to help the salon, the team, whatever it was. Whether we tried Sunday brunches, and I would set out buffets of food. I would be running to Costco and getting, all the food for the Sunday brunch because we were trying to get Sundays busy, going door to door, trying to find customers and whatnot. And it was a wild ride, but it was, you're part of that core team. You just do whatever you need to do.
So cool. And then you got to see and be a part of the expansion, right?
Yeah.
As you guys are hiring more people. And what was the growth of that company? Do you remember?
You know what? I don't.
Yeah.
It was very quick, very fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you had to like learn how to grow teams and bring in people. And, yeah, just
I had no idea. I call it my tap dance. You just tap dance. You tap dance your way through these experiences that, you know, you might not feel prepared for. But if
Right.
you want it that bad, you do it.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah. So from there, were you at Aveda?
So, yep, that was a part of my career journey. From there, I actually, when I graduated college, I decided it was time to find a real job. And I went into healthcare. So I worked for children's hospitals in Minnesota for 3 or 4 years and worked in their interpreter services and cross-cultural care department. I did presentations on cross-cultural care, taught nurses and doctors how to work with interpreters. Yeah, totally took a left turn there for a little bit. And I decided that I really missed working with the creatives. Nurses and doctors are great, and I love them.
Yeah.
And they're amazing in a totally different way. But I really miss that being with that creative environment, those creative people. So I put my feelers back out in the industry, and I had some really amazing opportunities. Startups like a Massage Envy that were trying to get going and make their mark throughout the Midwest and the U.S. And then there was another opportunity of a really, really well-known group of salons in Minnesota that were like the sexiest place to be working at that time. And then there was also the Lifetime opportunity. And I looked at all of those opportunities, and while one might have paid a little bit better and another one might have been a little bit sexier, I went with the opportunity that had the most growth potential. And I looked at Lifetime and I said, it's not the core business. It's not no one goes to Lifetime to be like, that's where I want to get my hair done.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't that, it didn't have that awareness that some of the other locations
What
had.
year was this?
2007.
Okay, how old were you about?
So I was in my early 20s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep.
And so is this when Lifetime started?
No, Lifetime's been around for 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just had our 32nd anniversary.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've been around for a little bit longer, but it was right at the time where it was really starting to pick up growth, really having some cool acquisition opportunities in Minnesota. And that was the club that I joined. It was a previous Northwest club.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, right in St. Louis, Missouri. So that was my first location that I grand opened as the manager or the leader for Lifetime.
Wow. So what was that experience like, tap dancing into that arena? Like, what did you have to learn? Like, I can only imagine. Like,
so that experience was actually really easy for me because I felt like I had mastered everything at the previous location, and I missed it. I missed it so much. So I was so excited to go back and really show Lifetime how to do salon and spa. That was my mission. I was like, I'm going to show them how to make their locations the sexiest locations that we can make, even though it's a business within a business. And so I took all of those learnings, and I loved it so much because instead of me having to go door to door and find business, I have thousands of people walking by my space, and I didn't have to go and market. I didn't have to go and push my technicians to go and do events with me to get our name out there. We have an audience that is constantly walking by our doors every single day. And if you can't build a business off of 10,000 people walking by your door every day, then you're not supposed to be building a business.
right.
You either need to be helping me grow the business or solving problems. Yeah. And that's it. So,
When you mean walking by your door, is it the people going to the gym? Is that? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Because in case you're not aware, there's this amazing place. It's a LifeSpa, and you can get everything done there.
Everything.
Your hair.
Yep.
Your Botox.
Yep.
A massage. Nails. I mean, it's a full service salon. So you can go to the gym and you can work out, you can play racquetball, you can do all the things, go in the steam, but then you can go get a blowout when you're done. It's just this amazing idea. And it wasn't always like that though. When you came in, was the spa hopping, or was it kind of a dud?
No, it was just not, the awareness of it wasn't there. And it was primarily, a lot of what they had was massage only. And so to bring hair to the center of the stage where, again, it's like a restaurant, right? You want to go to a restaurant that's busy, that has energy. And so the real estate inside of the club wasn't always ideal. It was kind of back in a corner, or people didn't know it existed. And so moving it around to the front, being able to showcase the talent that's doing hair within the location, and having people walk by being like, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Was really kind of that point where I was able to join and take it to the next level.
So cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So how many locations do you lead?
So we have about 180 locations. Now, not all of them have full service salons and spas inside of them, but there's about 150, 60 that have full service salons and spas. We're actually the largest full service salon and spa in North America. I actually think it's the world, but I haven't checked that yet.
Yeah. Wow. That's intense. That's so cool. So what does your day-to-day look like? Like, I think it's like, how does someone do all that? Like, I can hardly, manage my little team,
I always say there's never a day where I have a to-do list that everything gets checked off the list. And I tell that to a lot of leaders. It's impossible, right? Like, you can go in with the best intentions to have everything checked off your list, but when you're a leader, you just never have everything checked off the list. There's always going to be something and somebody that needs you, that's a problem that needs to be solved. And you try to be as proactive as you can be each and every day. Try to prioritize what is the most important thing to get done today, or a couple things to get done today, and then you get after it. And then you're open for anything that might pop up, and you handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good. Because every day I go to bed and I'm like, oh, there's these 5 other things on my list I didn't get done, Yeah. Do you have so are you leading the leaders? Do you identify the leaders and then you work with them, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so we do a lot of coaching with our lead generals, who are the main leaders of the clubs. And we partner with them, and we help make sure that they're identifying the right talent to lead each of the spaces, because that's who they report to day in and day out. And will always happen. And of course, help do interviews, help do the selection, whatever they need. We really act as a partner to them and making sure that they feel fully supported. Then once they get onboarded, then we make sure that we're all hands on deck, making sure each leader goes through on-the-job training, make sure that they get a great experience, because again, we want to retain them instead of having anyone churn and burn and not feel like they're supported. So it's really making it about them, getting them set up with a mentor as well, and then making sure that my entire stewardship team supports them through their onboarding and beyond.
Wow, that's so major for retention.
Yeah,
that's
super important.
Was there ever a time where you noticed like you needed to get better at retention and then change systems? And
oh, for sure. That is something that I look at and evaluate, I would say daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. How can I make sure that this is the very best environment for my team? And I think one of the things that has been the most fun is, instead of just paying people top dollar, because I want to make sure that everybody knows how valued they are through how they get compensated. So not only do we do top compensation, but what is really amazing is that instead of saying you're going to get a cash bonus at the end of the year, or you're going to get, extra products, whatever it might be, whatever that incentive is, I want to make memories with my team. And we have set up a system so that they know their rankings, they know where they're falling throughout the year, and then the top dogs throughout the nation in every single category, hair, skin, nail, and body, and Medi, we take them on an experience. And it always has to do with education. So they're getting a little professional and personal development. And then we're loving on them. And there's a lot of times we've had top team members that have never flown before. And it's like, we get to give that gift to somebody because they've decided to share their time and their talent with us and delivering great experiences. So it's my turn to pay that forward and give them a great experience as well. And that is what I absolutely love doing with our team, and why retention is just so important.
That's so powerful. Yeah. I bet it's so much fun to meet them and spend time with them.
The best.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What have you found in your role? Like, have you pushed the limits with, it's corporate, but I look at you as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You're a leader. Like what you have done in your career, you are a leader of leaders.
Thank you.
Has there been times where you have to push a little bit, like you challenge the status quo? Because I just see it's an interesting landscape with companies, right? I feel like if they don't evolve, especially right now, I feel like things are changing. The consumer is getting way smarter.
Yep.
And it's like you have to push a little bit. Have you had to have some tough conversations, or like have you brought things to the table where they're like, what?
Yeah, I would say this last example that I was just sharing with you, they're like, what are you doing? You're taking people on trips? I'm like, well, here's the whole strategy. Here's the whole idea. And then they're like, okay, got it. But it's one of those things. My boss said a funny thing to me the other day and referenced me as being mischievous. And I would say sure, if you want to call me mischievous, that's fine. But I will do things that I know are right in my heart. And even if I know that I might not have everybody's buy-in at that time, I'm still going to move forward with it. And it's never failed me yet. And it's not that I'm actually being mischievous. I'm just pushing status quo. And I don't love going with the flow, because then you become like just run of the mill. You got to like have a little edge. You got to have a little disruption. And I think our industry especially is just so ripe for that. I'm watching now other companies try to do experiences with their teams and trying to figure that out, which I absolutely love. And it's like spreading that love.
Yeah.
But being the first of some of these things is totally okay, even if you have to ask for forgiveness later or explain it later. So, and a lot of times I think too, there's so much in my head that I can't quite articulate as well on paper. So even if I try to explain it in a strategy before I actually execute it, it might not make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I bet there's times where you just like try things and you see how it flows.
Yep.
Or how
And you refine.
And you refine. And so I feel like you're in tune with your heart and your mind. And so you just go.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work, you just kind of pivot, right?
Yeah, 100%. And actually, now that I think about it, before we even did the trips, what I wanted to do was create an Academy Award type show, but for my team. Like, they need to get on the stage. They deserve that recognition. And people are like, well, what are you doing? You're doing the Academy Awards for the Lifetime Salon. This makes no sense. But then I was like, the next year, we have to have prizes for them. Like, it's not enough just to recognize them and like put them on a stage. And that's how we then started developing the experiences for each of them. So
this is so good. I feel like this is how you keep good talent.
yeah, it's a big part of it.
I mean, if I think of like my first business I built, this is the type of things I did.
Yeah.
Trips, incentives, recognition.
You have to bond with your team.
Yeah. So it's like, why wouldn't though, like you do? And that's what made people, even though they may have had corporate jobs, that's what made them go, oh, I love this because I feel appreciated.
Yep.
Which is like, why are we not doing that in a corporate setting?
Totally. And I am religious about recognizing all the things. And my assistant, who is an absolute godsend, she helps me with all of this. But we laugh because we're like, okay, what else are we going to celebrate? We celebrate anniversaries. We celebrate birthdays. We do this all the time. It's just a known. We make sure flowers get sent out. We make sure, everyone is recognized and feels that appreciation. And I've had people tell me, this is the first time I've ever gotten flowers before. And I'm like, wow, what? Okay, that's why I do it. That's my why.
Yeah.
If I give you flowers for the first time in your life, let's go.
Let's go.
Keep doing it.
Oh, so you have a robust gifting
I love gift giving.
Yeah. This is major.
Yeah.
And I think, and I know a lot of my women and people that listen to this show, some of them are like just go getter. They're like me. Like we're just like,
head down.
And sometimes if that's not like your love language or you don't need that, you almost forget when you're building a team. Like, no, this person needs to be affirmed. This person needs to be acknowledged. And Like my husband's teaching me that because he's like, you're a little workhorse and you'll do something if nobody even notices. But he goes, other people are not like that, Emily.
Yeah.
You know? And so I've been trying to learn that myself of like, how can I make people feel more appreciated?
Yes. I think it's so funny too, because this actually came up for me very recently. And somebody on my team said, you know, you never tell me that I do a good job. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I think I have. So I went back, and there are definitely moments, but it's different when it's a written form of communication versus verbal form of communication. And the other thing too that I think is really helpful for those of us that do just put our head down and go and either are going too fast and kind of miss people along the way, or forget to verbally say, Emily, you did a great job today. Whatever it might be, even though you think you said it, texting isn't enough. I love bringing my team in when it's time to do their reviews and whatnot, and review me. Like, tell me how I'm working for you. What can I do better? This isn't like how I need to be able to support you in all of the ways that you want to be supported, and I might not know what those are right now.
Right.
So when we do reviews, we review each other. They fill out the same form that I'm filling out on them on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a moment in your career where you're like, dang, I need to get better at
100%.
this? What was it?
I would say the one recently that I just shared with you, like making sure you're verbally acknowledging people, looking at them in the eye and telling them that they do a great job. In addition to that, being very aware of your tone, because when I'm going fast, I can sound maybe a little bit condescending, a little bit short, a little bit snippy, and that is so not me. And I'm like, check yourself. Don't be a bee.
No, I am the same. So when I get going, and even like my sales guy, Christian, he's like, she's steamrolling right now. Like everybody knows. Like, because I just go, like when I'm in my flow, I'm like,
and they're looking at you like, can you stop?
And it's just like, and it can be received in that way. And I'm like, I almost, when I'm going fast and hard, I preface everybody and I'm like, I love all you today. It's just I have a mountain to get through today.
Yeah.
So I like so they know like, oh, she's just on one today.
I love that.
Yeah, I had to, because I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I love you. I'm just trying to stay really focused. And that's what I wanted to ask you, because I'm like, you have such authority over you in your life, but yet you have this like beautiful heart. And it's like you're the best of both worlds. And I discovered this when I'm working with your brand, because I'm like, no, she is like she's a baddie, she's smart, but she also is like going to give you a big hug.
Yep.
And I wondered, in your position, do you ever have to be very careful of your time? And what I mean by this is, let's say like I'm running one of the big lifetimes, but I like need your leadership. I need your love. I come to you with a problem. Mm-hmm. Now that conversation could take an hour. It could take 2 hours. Like, do you ever find yourself having to kind of navigate that?
Oh yeah. All the time. And it's multiple modes of communication. So whether things are incoming via Teams or email or text or calls, you know, people can get a hold of you so many different ways, and it's like deciphering through all of that, prioritizing all of that. But when it is something important, again, having that help from my assistant to be like, hey, this person needs you right now, and just making sure that the people always have access to me is super important. Mm-hmm. And then making sure we plan time to have those conversations, or sometimes it's a game of phone tag back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always try to be available and, you know, make sure that we know what we're, you know, trying to accomplish in the conversation.
Yeah.
And most people now are in that rhythm of that they're reaching out, it's to solve a problem, they have an idea, and let's figure it out together, versus just calling to complain or calling to...
So if someone were to call you to complain, because there's people listening to this right now, they build sales teams, leadership, and I think, and one of my friends who's an incredible author, she's a mom, she's a builder. And she said to me last night, she said, I want to build teams and do, you know, this health and wellness thing again, but I'm scared that I'm going to like completely burn myself out again.
Yeah.
And what I said to her was like, you just need better standards and better systems.
Yep.
Because it sounds like you just like totally let people in. Now they're complaining all the time. And if you don't have that like solution, right? Or like, let's talk solutions, not problems. Do you have like a frame in your head when someone comes to you and maybe they want to gossip, maybe they want to complain? Like, how do you navigate that?
Well, I would say first and foremost, before any of that, are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Because you can't take care of others if you're not putting yourself first. And that's when the condescending comes out. That's when Crabby Allie comes out. You know what my boss calls me?
What?
Allie Attitude. When Allie Attitude comes out, it's because I'm not getting my workouts in, I'm not getting good sleep, and I'm not managing myself properly. And so that is the first system that I think is so important in any leadership role, is you have to put yourself first, especially when you're giving to other people all day long. And then it makes your ability to have those conversations and help somebody solve through a problem, because sometimes they don't know what they're trying to solve. They're calling you for help. But I need to make sure that my cup is filled first and I feel good before I'm helping somebody else solve that problem.
Right.
So I would say it's not so much about a system or having like a framework to work from.
Yeah.
It's making sure that I'm centered and I'm good to listen.
Totally.
And help.
So was there ever a time where you completely burnt yourself out?
Yep. Many times. This is a constant. And the minute Allie Attitude comes out, I gotta check myself. I gotta go on a quick trip and decompress, or I gotta, be with my girls and my dog. They fill me up, every day and reconnect. It's like you kind of just get going so fast that you burn out and you're like outside of your body.
Yeah.
And then when you hear yourself in that moment, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Gotta pull it back.
That's totally me too.
Yeah.
Where it's almost like subconsciously, it's like we're addicted to chaos, right? It's like, because we can thrive in chaos. So that's like my emotional home.
Yep.
And even my husband, he's like, you're doing it again. Yep. The water is calm. Yep. And you just rocked the boat. Like, why are you doing this?
What are you doing?
Yeah. And it takes a lot of discipline.
It does.
I would say.
And self-awareness. That I think is the biggest thing for me too, is just like having that awareness. So before I get Allie Attitude out of the closet, that I'm like, oh, she's coming. She's about ready to come out. Let's, pull it back in.
Reel it back in.
Yeah.
So you're a mom.
Yeah.
Single mom of two girls.
Two girls.
Right?
Yep.
So talk to me about that. Like, how have you navigated running this huge enterprise, mom life, all of it?
We just throw it all in. It's just like throw everything in, get a dog, do all the things. And it's having, I think, an amazing support system. So my mom and dad, amazing support for me. Having a great ex as well, who's super supportive. We're, able to navigate co-parenting really well together, which I love. And my girls are amazing. I hit the kid jackpot. They are like so adaptable to any situation. They love spending time at their grandma and grandpa's. They love spending time with their dad. And it really does work for everybody, because we all, have time together. We all have time apart. And when we're back together, it's sometimes almost even better.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Like, I mean, I was raised by a single mom, and I tell everybody I got my work ethic from my mom. It's not even what she said, it's what she did. Like they watch what you do and how you operate. Did they ever come to work or anything like that? Or
when they were little? They used to. Oh yeah. And now it's funny because, again, the retention thing, a lot of my team has watched my kids grow up. I mean, my whole team is like family. We've all watched each other grow and evolve. And in all of our minds, I think our kids are still those little itty bitties when they were coming into the salon and, knocking over all the nail polishes or messing with the shampoo on their shelf, spinning the styling chairs around. And so it's really amazing to be able to, have them with you, not working with me, but they were always a part of the thing. Now they're like, oh, I got to go to mom's work.
Yeah.
But, and it's not quite as cool, but it was when they were younger.
I'd be like, I want the products, I want all the things.
Yeah.
And how cool has that been in the health space with innovation?
Love it. It's
Like you get
so
to go and be at all the top stuff
Yes.
of longevity.
Yep.
And I bet it's just really cool to get educated on that stuff.
Yeah, so our longevity brand is my baby that I've been pregnant with for now a year, and it's been so much fun. But yeah, there's so much innovation and really just from technology, from products, from all the different things, not only on the more beauty side, but on the medical side, which is so fun to be able to really get to some of the root causes of people's metabolic roadblocks and wherever they feel like they're getting stuck, whether it's from an energy standpoint, whether it's from a mental standpoint, you're getting brain fog or you can't focus, or you feel like you can never get that 10 pounds off. There are solutions for all of it once we can look into your biomarkers, your blood work, and being able to help people with that type of life change in addition to everything that's external is like, I don't know that there's anything that's more incredible.
No, that's it. It's like prevention.
Yep.
I mean, that is it.
That's exactly right.
And, I was recently reading, I read all these different things on Forbes everywhere. It's like clubs, like premier clubs, like, country clubs, they're coming back. It seems like they're getting more traction.
Yep.
Where kind of some of these fast, cheaper fitness places are dying out.
That's right.
It's like, I'm not gonna name any names, but it's like, I feel like people, they're longing for community.
100%.
Yeah. So have you guys seen that? And I love the rebrand that you guys did. It's
I
so
know. Our creative team,
it's so good.
killing it.
It's so good.
Killing it.
I'm like, dang.
Yes.
You have this heritage, there's this deep company that has been around, but then they have evolved, which is so cool.
It's so fun to watch. And it's so fun, again, like I said, to grow up with people that you've worked with for over 2 decades and to watch them evolve. I like it. I could just cry. But yes, the piece of it that you were talking about, earlier was the country clubs. We are actually the athletic country club. That's how we branded Lifetime in this, since the pandemic, really.
Yeah.
And what we love about that is the community aspect. We want it to be a one-stop shop. I mean, we've got locations and destinations where you can live, you can, work. We've got Lifetime Work. We've got all of the different things that, again, help people minimize time on the road, time driving around with like a chicken with your head cut off, and really get to work on what's important, which again is you are the most important thing that you can work on. And that spreads out through everybody else in your world.
Totally.
And I love being able to be a part of that and to watch those transformations in the club. And again, just be that one-stop shop for people.
It's so worth the investment. Last time I was in Minneapolis, we went to one of the clubs, maybe in Edina, the one that they did with the offices.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I lived here, like I would legit have an office here.
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's everything you'd ever need. I'm going to go get a blowout. I'm going to go to the steam. I'm going to go to my office. Like, I think it's time. Like
good food, healthy food.
Oh my God. Like all of it.
Yeah.
It's so incredible. I want to switch gears a little bit because it's like, obviously I met you because you're doing your personal brand.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because a couple other women that are entrepreneurs, they run huge multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies. I shared a little bit of your story with them and they're like, okay, she's doing the personal brand. I'm going to do the personal brand. Yeah. Like, what the heck made you decide to do this?
I love that question. And it's an easy question for me because I sit and I tell all of our technicians, all of our leaders, you have to have your own personal brand. People want to know who they're getting their hair done with. Like, do you remember when we were kids? And I don't know, my mom took me to Great Clips or whatever. And you'd be sitting in the chair and you'd be like, ooh, I hope I get that girl. I hope I get that 100%. Girl. And just think your name called and it's not that girl. And you're like, ugh.
Yes, he's going to butch my hair.
Yep. So you want to know who you're getting your hair done with. You want to know what they love. You want to know what their ideal client 100%. Is, what they're good at.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you got to put it out there. And the number one way people find new technicians is social media, whether it's through ratings and reviews or their Instagram. Yeah. So if you are building a business and you want to be known for something, being a blonding specialist, being, sports massage therapist,
Totally.
whatever it is, you have to put yourself out there. Well, again, I will do anything alongside my team. I firmly believe that you have to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk. We'll clean toilets together. We can sweep hair together. We can dust product shelves together.
Yeah.
Whatever you need me to do, answer the phones. I got you.
Yeah.
We're going to do it together. We're going to figure it out. I mean, there are still times where I'll jump in and work a desk or, go help and do inventory. Whatever they need me for, I will absolutely go and do that. But if I don't have my own personal brand and I'm telling you like this is the best way to build your business, I feel like a hypocrite, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
Wow. So this is what made you personally go, I need to do it.
100%.
Yeah. And, I was telling the team, like, we got to get her a lot of content because she's like legit running this massive empire. And it's like, she's going to have to stack all this, batch content.
Yep.
So she can put it out there and start really doing this. And
Yeah.
Are you at all nervous in any way to put yourself out there more?
I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I would say it's one of those things that if you're leading, you have to lead by example. So not nervous. This has been a great experience to help just like go.
Get you out there.
Push. Give me that push. You know, it's like you're on the high dive. You just go, boop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for the push.
Yeah. I'm so excited. And we're holding you to it. Like I'm over here like, oh my word, like this is going to be so fun.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because sometimes I'll work with people and they've been online for like a long time and making content. But with someone like you, it was like, no, what do we want? What do we want to talk about?
Yep.
So what are some of the things? And again, this changes, this pivots. And I always tell people like, even currently, I even said this on our method call last night. I said, what content do you want to leave behind in 2024? Maybe you're like, it's boring. I don't want to do it anymore. But what do you want to bring into 2025? And so like just share a little bit of some of the content that you're going to try out for people. And I think this is super empowering. I really do, Allie, because there's so many people that haven't gotten clear on even what they want to talk about.
Yeah. I think that's such a good question and such a good point, because that is probably where I've been struggling the most is like, what do I want to share? I am so multifaceted. I'm so deep. I'm in everything. I'm a volunteer. I love doing volunteer work. I'm a mom. I've got, dogs. I love fashion. I love beauty. I love longevity. I love all the things, exercise, wellness. So what the heck? Like I can't talk about all of it, but I think the most exciting thing that I am wanting to share and have, topics and content ideas on, leadership. Because again, when I was coming up in leadership, I had no idea what I was doing. And it was a lot of trial and error. And I think that is the best way to learn. But if you can give nuggets to other people that you've already learned from, then you got to share that and you got to pay it forward. Sharing is caring, right? So I think it's leadership. I think it's beauty hacks. There are being in all of the education that I've been in from the beauty world, so many beauty hacks, and I'll teach them to my friends. They're like, oh my gosh, where is this beauty hack? Even this morning, I was talking to Christina, who phenomenal, by the way. Oh my gosh, so good.
She did her glam.
So good. I said, do you know the shower cap trick? And she's like, what's the shower cap trick? And I'm like, when you're trying on clothes or you don't want to get makeup on your clothes, your white shirt, your gray shirt, whatever, put a shower cap over your face, suffocate your face for a minute. Yeah. But then you throw your clothes on, you take the shower cap off.
Hashtag worth it.
Yeah.
I need to try
all
that.
The hacks that I've got that I never share with people. And I'm like, I gotta share those. And that people always ask me, always, okay, what are the top services that I have to get done? What are the new things that are coming out? And what are the new products? What are the new ingredients? So I think that, from the supplement side of the house and from the beauty side of the house, I got no shortage of content there.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
High to low, like show me your little Amazon dupie, but then show me your, Versace teal shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be so fun. I cannot wait. And, because I was talking about you to a friend, she asked me this question. She's like, doesn't corporate not allow people to build their personal brand?
Well, I think we work synergistically together, right? So Lifetime has helped build my career, my God, and I am forever grateful for that. And at the same time, I'm bringing something that only I can bring to Lifetime
right.
as well.
That's right.
So if there was a non-compete or a, something about like not being able to have a personal brand, no, we want everyone to have a personal brand.
It's so good.
You look at the fitness influencers that work for us, or people, I like to say people of influence that are working for us, they all have their own personal brand. And when they get to come to Lifetime, or when they choose to come to Lifetime and get to highlight that, it makes Lifetime better and it makes them better. Like to have that part, it's like a collab.
Yeah, and
that's what it is.
It's a real abundant mindset. I think if there's businesses out there that don't want it and don't want you to do it, to be honest, I would run for the hills, because it's like, it's onerous. And it's like, I think of your personal brand as an asset. So when you change, when you evolve, it's like, here I am. I'm still me, no matter where I go, no matter what I do. And what do you like pray and hope that your brand does for people?
I hope that it inspires people. Honestly, I hope people feel like they get to see, I'm a very open book, and I love leading that way. I love leading like as if everyone's a part of my family. And so I hope that they learn something. I hope that it's inspiring to them. I hope that it's motivating to them. I hope that it helps, solve any challenge or any situation they might be in. Because you never know, even if it doesn't always come back around. I feel like paying it forward is just so huge.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. What's been one of the hardest lessons? Like, I think of you like you're a woman in leadership, leading the pack.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever have imposter syndrome?
Oh, yeah, all the time. And I think that is a really interesting one to try to continue to grow out of and continue to rebuild your confidence. I think the hardest lesson though that I've had to learn is how to balance that feminine and masculine energy. And it is so important, because our feminine side almost can do more and have more power than that masculine side. And I think at the beginning of my career, I was like all masculine, push. And you get to a point where you're so exhausted of doing that pushing and like trying to show up as someone that you're not, because I am very feminine, even though I'm very direct and I know what I want and I'll drive to get what I want. But I also want to know that I'm taken care of and that I'm taking care of people, and people know that they can turn to me with any challenge that, they have. Because I think when people feel supported, they're going to go that extra mile for you, and that's how you get stuff done in your business. And so I think it's the biggest lesson has been how to balance that.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Absolutely same.
Yeah.
And you can be both.
Yep. You can.
And I think there needs to be more examples of that.
Yeah.
And I used to be the same, where I was like a little bulldozer. Yeah. But you could see it even if I look back in videos. I was so inflamed and stressed.
Yep. Same.
My skin was freaking out.
Yeah.
I remember like not sleeping. I was like manic at times.
Yep.
For you, was it like a defining moment, or was it like this slow peeling of the onion? Was it like a spiritual experience you had? Was it like a personal development? Like, what made you kind of like, was it a hard thing that happened?
Yeah, I would say there have been some really crazy, unfortunate circumstances on my team with people that are extremely close to me. And having some of those awakenings of like death and major life changing circumstances, where you sit down and you go, is that how I want to be known? Is that what I want to leave in the world? Because life is really flippin' short. You don't want to miss a day. You don't want to miss an opportunity to make sure that you are showing up as your authentic self and having an impact on everybody that you're in presence with. And so I think those moments, those life-altering moments of, wow, life is really short and fragile, were what really snapped the line for me. Yeah. It's like causes you to like look at things different. Forever. It's never the same.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. It sounds like there was a loss or something.
Yeah, we've had loss. We've had, again, just some really challenging circumstances where, again, we've all been able to grow from them. But those are the moments that you feel like you can't do it anymore. And you can.
Yeah.
And you do.
Did you shift like habits at home and stuff maybe?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The awareness that I bring home now is like, put your phone away. Make sure you're giving your all to your kids. Look at them in the eyes. Tell them that you love them. Hug them as much as you can. Make sure that you're giving them nourishing meals and whatever they want, however you can continue to contribute to their life and teach healthy habits and make sure that they know every single day that they're loved. It's so just a different level of awareness when you have something that really is rocks your world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Do you ever how do you unwind? Like if it's like a long day and maybe there's stuff going on at work, but you need to come home and like, how do you do that? Is there like a thing you do that resets you?
Yeah, I would say it's a combination of having my downtime, like just being in silence. Because sometimes when you're on all the time, like just being in silence, like on my drive home, practicing breathing, like working through deep breaths and like recentering that way. Sometimes if I'm in a different mood and I feel like I need a little bit more energy and like uplifting, then it's music.
Yeah.
Or a podcast. I'm like, I'll go find your podcast. I'm like, what did Emily have to say this week? Boom.
Yeah.
And then it's like being outside as well, like walking, being in the sun, making sure that, again, you can have that quiet time, being with my dogs, being with the girls before, diving back into anything. And those are kind of the little mini rituals that I have.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's a big dream you have?
Ooh, a big dream that I have. I want to be able to make sure that everybody that comes within my circle of influence leaves better than they came in. And I think, I don't know if that's a dream, maybe it's not a dream, but that's what I hope happens. And I hope that people, again, learn something, that they feel like they've got a little wind beneath their wings after a conversation or having an experience working with us, whatever it might be.
Yeah, your example, you're such a model for women. Oh. And, if you're listening right now thinking like, okay, I want to get to that next level in my life, whatever that looks like, whether it's in your business, in your family life, I think with you, it's like the hunger and the drive to serve people is what has really gotten you to where you're at. And a lot of times people try to like climb up a rank of something and you think you have to like bulldoze other people. Ugh. But the reality is, I feel, is if you lead people and love people better than you found them, like God's going to take care of everything.
For sure. And I always say, the faster the rise, the faster the fall. The faster the rise, the faster the fall. And I've been doing this since I was literally 16. 16, leading people, not even knowing that I'm leading people, but when you do it from your heart and you have your heart at, the top of everything that you do, you can't have that fast fall. You won't have that fast fall because you're creating a momentum and everyone's wanting to be a part of it. And that's the most amazing thing that I think I've learned throughout my career journey is, do the right thing, be integrous, and people come back to me again and again. There are a lot of team members that will, go and they'll say, I want to go do something independent. And then they come back, or they'll say, I want to go try this in my career. And then they'll come back. And I look at my team and it's funny because, we've all grown up together. We've all watched each other, grow. And that's, I think that's so amazing. So
that says so much.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to watch you more online.
Thank you.
And
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's just been really cool to put all this together and we're going to watch it explode. Yeah. I know it is. And you're going to impact so many more lives now with your digital footprint. Yeah. Because I already know you're doing it internal, but we need to do it external. Yeah. So where can people find you?
They can find me at Instagram.
Yeah.
So changing the handle. So I'll have to figure that out.
We'll link it up. We'll
Yeah,
link it up. But you have to follow her. She's got the best style.
LinkedIn.
The best way. Yeah, LinkedIn. She's about to, blow up LinkedIn. So watch out, everybody. The real Allie Marie's coming out.
There
We're
we go.
excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get more of you. And I think she's going to need to do a book at some point. I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh boy.
So it's
That'll be
coming.
an interesting one.
Yeah, be at women's events. I mean, I'm just looking to prophesy all this over you right now. So, well, thank you. This has been incredible.
Thank you.